First off, congratulations on starting your homeschool. It is a very exciting time. It's a very overwhelming time. It can be really nerve-wracking, but it is more than anything exciting. And in a couple years, you're going to look back at yourself now and be like, wow, I was so nervous, and it's going so well. First and foremost, your schedule depends on a lot of different things, but as far as finishing your curriculum, I just want you to keep in mind that it is not the end of the world if you don't finish a curriculum in a year. Now, I know that sounds scary, and you're like, but what if they get behind? But here's the thing. If you are working through the curriculum to mastery, meaning you make sure that your child really truly understands each concept before they move on, your child is already ahead of the public school system because they can't do that. So maybe it takes you a year and a half to finish a first grade curriculum and then you move into your second grade curriculum. That's totally fine because your child doesn't have any major gaps in their understanding, and so their understanding will speed up as they go. Also, you don't have to do every single thing that's in the curriculum. If the curriculum covers a concept over 2 lessons and your kid gets it in one, skip the second lesson. If your kid has the concept really well and there's 20 more practice questions, skip the practice questions and move on to the next. So it all kind of works out in the wash where you will probably most likely get through a full curriculum in a year. But if you don't stress. There's plenty of time to catch up, although I'm not a big fan of that term, but there's plenty of time later for that learning to speed forward. Learning is not linear, so your child will have times where it takes them a long time to work through some concepts, and then sometimes where they are just cracking them out. So take a deep breath, take the long view, say, hey, if we need to spend more time to make sure my kid understands what's going on, they understand all the concepts, we're going to do that. We're not going to rush. We're not going to worry about finishing this curriculum by the end of the year. So now that you understand that, let's talk scheduling. It depends a lot on what state you're in. Some states require that you do this many hours of homeschool or this many days of homeschool, and so you have to look at that and break up kind of what schedule you're looking for. You know, are you homeschooling along with a public school? Are you doing kind of year round? Are you doing like 3 weeks on, 1 week off, that type of thing? And just make sure you're meeting your state's requirements. After that, base it on your child. Start very small. Say, we're going to do 15 minutes today, or we're going to do half a lesson today. If that's easy and your child's like, I could do more, and you're like, we could do more, do more. If it's hard and you're like, oh man, we might need to take a little extra time, take a little extra time. But remember, your child is getting one-on-one, or sometimes if we have more kids, 2 or 3 on one time. So they are going to move through things much quicker than they would in the public school system. Also, they're not going to be as distracted. They're going to be able to get into a flow and not have that interrupted. So you don't have to do a whole bunch of hours in homeschool. A couple hours does the trick. There's a guy on here, I forgot his name. Maybe I'll remember it and I can put it in the comments or something. But anyways, he was a public school principal, and he estimated that children in public school only get about 90 minutes of learning time every day when you factor in all the different things that are distracting them and all the different transitions they have to make. So just keep that in mind when you're making your schedule. When you're like, oh my gosh, we've done all of our subjects and we've only spent an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's okay. It doesn't mean you're not doing enough. It just means that you're moving through it really fast. And then feel comfortable experimenting. Experiment so much. Say, this week, we're going to try to do homeschool at this time of the day. And next week, we're going to try a different time of the day. And this week, we're going to do half a lesson, but next week, we're going to try 1 lesson. And then just watch your kid and see how they do. Are they engaged? Are they excited? Do they want to do more? Do more. But don't feel like you have to get it right at the beginning. Try different things, observe, keep a little journal that kind of tells you what worked and what didn't, and your schedule will evolve over time.